Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Parinaz. Happy International Women's Day. First of all, I want to thank the Australian Data Science Network and the organizers of the event, especially Tim, for inviting me. I'm also so happy to be here today and quite fascinated by listening to the journeys of wonderful women in data science. And again, thanks to the Australian Data Science Network for creating such an important platform that increase visibility in data science. I'm so excited to share my journey with you. About my story. Back in my school days, I performed better in mathematical subjects compared to any other subject. And from that time, I became interested in teaching and wanted to become a teacher. Later, I chose mathematics as my main field of study at high school. And at that time, there was no clear career pathway for women doing mathematics. Most popular majors at university were around engineering fields, but people didn't consider it as a suitable job for women. So after I got the university entrance exam results, I got stuck at the crossroads of doing an engineering or basic science major. And from that, my family encouraged me to pick a basic science field because they thought it would open up more doors for my future studies and future jobs. I started my bachelor's in mathematical statistics, and by the end of my bachelor's, I was interested in more applied subjects like the design of experiments, regression analysis, and sampling, and getting more involved in the application of statistics. If I want to summarize what made me to be a data scientist, it was more about inspiration. And luckily, during this way, I've been supported by amazing mentors, teachers, and a supportive family. Here are photos of the people who have been my source of inspiration from left to right. My parents, my husband on the day I submitted my thesis, my master thesis supervisor, Professor Farshad Farzadfar, my lovely PhD supervisor, Professor Julie Simpson, aligned with my PhD committee chair, Dr. Rob Moss, Dr. David Price, and my fantastic teaching mentors, Dr. Anurika De Silva and Professor Enes Mekalik. A little bit more about my journey. I started my bachelor's in mathematical statistics at the University of Isfahan, my historical hometown in the center of Iran. And because of my interest in the application of statistics, I studied hard to enter to the Master of Science in Biostatistics program at the Tehran University of Medical Sciences. My master thesis was a turning point in my life because I met my master thesis supervisor, Farshad, who had just come back from Harvard University to Iran. He's a clinician, but very smart in mathematics and data. He made me and many other biostatistics and epidemiology students in Iran familiar with the world of the application of statistics and the importance of data in health sciences. For my master thesis, I used this registration system data with a couple of other national big data sets to inform policy makers about the trend of child mortality in Iran using a statistical model. I continued working there in my supervisor research center called Non-Communicable Disease Research Center, or NCDRC, as a quantitative researcher for a couple of years. And the photo in the middle shows my lovely colleagues in Iran at NCDRC. I always had the passion to continue my studies in another country and learn new things in statistics. So I moved to Australia and started my PhD in biostatistics at the University of Melbourne. I got a valuable new experience working on infectious disease data and its modeling. And I'm so happy with the decision to come to Australia, as I met many inspiring women in STEM, such as my PhD supervisor, Professor Julie Simpson. You can see a photo here with me. And during my PhD, I was fortunate to do tutoring for biostatistics subjects with great teaching mentors and a teaching team. This is the photo of the teaching team in 2020. I submitted my thesis in 2023, graduated, and started my career as a biostatistician in Australia. And now I'm involved in three things. My main role is to be a biostatistician in the Department of Biostatistics, in the Department of Obstetric and Gynecology at the University of Melbourne. In my job, we use population-wide data linkage to see associations between pregnant women's health and pregnant women's exposure to different medications and their child health, child educational, and developmental outcomes. Results from these studies will inform policymakers and clinicians to prescribe safe treatments to pregnant women and improve health-related outcomes for both mothers and babies. I'm working with a multidisciplinary group of clinicians, midwives and nurses, scientists in the lab, and epidemiologists. I also work as a researcher in the biostatistic unit at the School of Population and Global Health, working on malaria disease, which was my PhD project topic. And for that, we use statistical and mathematical models to improve the treatment of malaria. I'm also working as a teaching associate to teach biostatistics to Master of Public Health students, the job that I love from my childhood. All women are working in a world where it's not easy to do what we love and to be resistant in our career trajectory. There is a need for more programs for women to empower them with what they need in this way and to have a more equitable and inclusive environment. I'm so blessed to have such great support from my PhD supervisors since the very beginning days of my PhD. However, we can echo that international students need more support as they started a new life in a new country while they are coming from a different culture and background and even from a different education and working system. Living and studying in another country is so unpredictable and challenging, like financial issues due to currency differences or things like long visa processing time for going to conferences, and many other examples like this are challenges for international students. Along the way, there are some things that can help PhD students, like connecting with other early careers or fellow PhD students, especially when facing with challenging situations. Mentorship programs inside or outside universities are really important. For example, the one I'm joining is a program run by Statistical Society of Australia. It's really helpful program for discussing barriers and challenges for women in STEM. But it would be great to have mentors from different backgrounds, especially more women. Looking forward, I think we need more role models and leaders at all levels, from junior to senior levels, who represent different backgrounds and different groups. And I would say it's more about having leaders who consider equity and diversity in their decisions and providing opportunities for different groups. And on a broader scale, I believe Western countries like Australia can do more with global networking with low and middle income countries to transfer knowledge and provide programs and courses for them at very low cost. PhD scholarships for internationals are one example of this, but I would say we need more inclusive programs for those who even can't travel to other countries to work or study. And in a nutshell, we need more support programs, diverse mentors, and visibility initiatives like this event to empower each other and create a more inclusive space in data science and STEM for each other. Thanks for listening.